Welcome to Spotlight on Bensenville. I'm Village President Frank Soto, and we have a special guest here today. We have Don Puchalski, who is our county board member for District 1, which includes Bensenville. Welcome to the show, Don.
Thank you. Appreciate being here, Frank. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, it's great to have you. You know, we do this show with state legislators. We've done it with state senators. We've done it with people that are advocating our causes at the federal level with airport issues.
Right.
And the one thing that we've done a lot of businesses in town, but the one thing that we really wanted to focus in on as well is government isn't just at the top at the state and federal level, it's actually at the county level. There are a lot of services and a lot of things that occur at the county level and really cooperative relationships that the village has at the county level. So therefore, I thought it was important that we meet some of our county officials, people who are out there advocating and representing Bensenville on a regular basis that they may not know necessarily because you're always in Wheaton championing our causes.
Right.
So we've had a lot of opportunities to speak over the years, and I know you always pick up the phone when I call regarding concerns that are happening in Bensenville. So why don't we just tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Your name is Don.
Don Puchalski. I'm married to Ginny, a retired school teacher. I had 2 daughters. I grew up in the York and Grand area of Elmhurst, so I went to Churchville Junior High, and at that time, Addison Trail. After I got married, I had a townhouse or condo in Wooddale and moved to Addison in '86 and was active on school boards and local issues there. And then 2006 ran and got elected to the county board. And I enjoy public service. I think it's an honor and a privilege to serve the residents of District 1, which includes Bensenville. And I think the county does a good job of managing money. We balance our budget, and we're very transparent in how we operate our government.
Now, District 1 covers more than just Bensenville. What other areas do you cover?
It takes most of Elmhurst. It takes Addison, Bensenville, Wooddale, Itasca, Bloomingdale, and the DuPage part of Roselle. So it's about 130,000. It's roughly the same size as a Senate district.
Okay. And now you've been involved with a number of programs here. What inspired you to go into this type of life of public service?
Well, as an attorney, I was always, active in the community. I enjoy going to meetings. I enjoy engaging with people, and I felt that it would be a, interesting position. I love being on the county board. It's a wonderful job. I like it. It's nice that we have balanced budgets, AAA bond ratings, and it's it's nice to have a county that works, which I think DuPage does. We are a county that doesn't outspend, and we don't live within it. We don't live without our means, so we manage it, and we do a good job doing so.
Now, Bensenville has a lot of interaction with the county lately, and just general. I mean, it comes from things such as road programs, requests for grants, help on airport-related issues or noise-related issues, and just cooperative, efforts like the 390 or the Elgin O'Hare Expressway.
Even though that is the state, the county has a big portion of that, and we've put money into that to make it aesthetically pleasing, and hopefully that'll be a boom to the Bensenville, Addison, Itasca, Wooddale areas. Should that develop.
Yeah, Chairman Schillerstrom, who kind of initiated that years, 20, 30 years ago, saw the Western Access and the 390 as a way to stimulate tremendous growth and opportunity for the northeastern part of DuPage County, which really Bensenville is
the hub,
uniquely positioned.
Correct.
And that if the Elgin O'Hare Expressway goes into the airport, Bensenville is strategically placed to be a catalyst for future development and business. I think they were estimating something around 64,000 permanent good jobs being created in this area over the next 30 years. So it's nice to see that project underway.
Yes, it is. It's been long in coming, but I think it's going to help, revitalize and bring, jobs to this area.
The other thing that we've worked together on was issues with airport noise, and I see you at all the meetings. So what commissions or subcommittees are you involved with at DuPage at the county level?
Well, I'm on the O'Hare Noise Compatibility Commission, as I see you there at all those meetings. And we just passed in July that Fly Quiet program, which each week for the next 6 months, there's different flight patterns, which is alleviating the noise. And I think complaints are down like 27%. We were also active with a SOC and DuPage. I was influential in getting $40,000 for the experts to argue for flight patterns. And it's just that the city is now more receptive to this issue because the wards around the airport are now being affected, and they're complaining as well. We also had an ad hoc commission for O'Hare noise, which I sit on. And then DuPage also monitors airport noise. You're getting complaints from Wayne, you're getting complaints in Wheaton, you're getting complaints not just in this District 1 area, which has been traditionally bad. All aspects of all areas in DuPage County are registering complaints for flight noise.
Well, and we're very appreciative of Chairman Cronin and the county board and their efforts. And really, you've had a very unified approach that Bensenville has and Wooddale has on addressing some
Correct.
of these issues. And I think we're finally getting to the point of seeing solutions being not just created, but implemented, and then the final result of those issues are being realized with decreased noise complaints.
That's correct. And plus, the newer jets that they're coming out with are quieter. And that's why being on at ONCC, which is a public meeting the public's welcome to go to, it gets so much information. And hopefully when they decommission these louder planes, it alleviates the issue with the newer planes. So it's something.
And as we approach this issue, we got involved with this issue back in 2009 and 10, when we realized the airport fight, at least in Bensenville, was lost, I think, in 2005. And at that point, the airport was already building and it was constructing the new runways. And when I took office in 2009, one of the questions we had is, what plan do you have? How are you planning for the future? How do you control your own destiny? Because if nobody comes to the plate, it's going to be terrible.
Correct.
And this has been a lot of work. And I remember going to not just state leaders, federal leaders, and saying, help. And they said, yeah, we'll help, but how do we help you? And then I would go, well, aren't you the federal people? You figure out how to help. And the reality of it is, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of experts, and to really understand the issues, the complexity of it in multi-jurisdictions, from federal to state to local, to come up with little minute switching or changing that one thing here could impact noise this much over here, and if we stack all these up, we could make very noticeable improvements, and that's the support by the county has been tremendous, because Bensenville is only 18,000 people, but the county is over a million.
Close 933,000. Yes,
and that gives us much more
That's
strength.
correct. Bigger than 6 states. So I think the county brings some numbers that helps the fight. So.
And then between the county, and now we have something that's comparable to go to Springfield that counterbalances, the city if we had to go into that route. But lately, things have been very cooperative with the exchange of information, data, and people finally working together for solutions.
And that's about time, because when we were stonewalled, when Chicago wouldn't do anything, it was really an uphill battle. Now at least they're sitting at the table, they're listening, and if something's making sense, they're implementing it. This Fly Quiet didn't just happen overnight. A lot of work had to be put into that, and hopefully with complaints down 27%, it alleviates some of the problems that are having right here in Bensenville.
And one of the things we can talk about then is go back, because we deal with the burden of the airport, but there are some future benefits, and I think the 390 or the Elgin O'Hare and Western Access and that future economic development, not just in Bensenville, but regionally here,
right,
is something we should talk about. And what we'll do is we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about future development and some other opportunities that are occurring in DuPage County right now.
The Water's Edge Aquatic Center is conveniently located in the Redmond Recreational Complex in Bensenville. The Water's Edge is home of Fenton High School and Wahoo swim teams, featuring an indoor 8-lane lap pool and diving well. The Aquatic Center is available for private functions and parties. Learn to swim, stay in shape, or enjoy recreational swimming year-round at the Water's Edge Aquatic Center.
The Bensenville Community Library, serving a community of readers. Whether you're old or young, a lover of words, music, or computers, the library has something for you. Check out our new Kindles, toddler jams, story and movie nights, or a variety of other activities offered. For more information, call us at 630-766-4642 or check out our schedule on the web at benlib.org. The Bensenville Community Library, celebrating 50 years of library service. Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening in our community. On your phone, PDA, PC, laptop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website offers easy integration, so you'll stay connected at home, in the office, or on the road. To follow us on Facebook, simply go to the Bensenville homepage and click on the Facebook icon in the lower left-hand corner. This will take you to the Bensenville Facebook fan page. Once there, click the like button to add us to your newsfeed and receive regular updates from around town. To follow us on Twitter, simply go to the Bensenville homepage and click on the Twitter icon in the lower left-hand corner. This will take you to the Bensenville Twitter page. Once there, click the follow button to add us to your Twitter feed and receive regular community updates. To receive email and cell phone notifications, click on the Notify Me button. This will take you to the Notify Me dashboard. Once there, simply add your email address and/or cell phone number at the top of the page, and then select which service you would like to receive updates from. The most common update section is in the Newsflash Bensenville News. Click on the envelope icon for email alerts and on the phone icon for phone alerts. You can choose one, the other, or both. To watch our public access cable show or board meetings, simply click on the Bensenville Web TV button on the lower left sidebar menu of the homepage. This will take you to our streaming center, where you can play current and past Bensenville cable TV shows and board meetings. To pay your Bensenville utility bill online, just click the Online Payments button and then follow the instructions provided on our secure payment site. If you have any problem, concern, or question to tell the village, then click on the Bensenville Action Hotline button. This will take you to the Action Line dashboard, where you can explain your issue and receive a response within 48 hours once you have clicked the Submit button at the bottom of the page. Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening in our community. On your phone, PDA, PC, laptop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website offers easy integration, so you'll stay connected wherever you are.
Welcome back to Spotlight of Bensenville. I'm Village President Frank Soto. We're here with District 1 from DuPage County Board, Don Puchalski. Thank you for being here
Thank you.
again.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor.
And, we were talking a lot about airport-related issues, and we kind of touched briefly on economic development. But this Elgin O'Hara 390, we have a lot of growing pains right now with all the construction, but construction is part of the process of growth, and we have to get past that in order to set the table for growth. So at the county level, what do you see as economic growth and potential out in this region and in DuPage County generally?
Well, Western Access will bring huge development as far as businesses. We have Choose DuPage, which is the economic engine for the county, and our workforce is well educated. We have a great transportation system, and I just think it's some area that is really ready for development. We have to do it right. DuPage has committed several $100,000 for studies to make sure that what we have as Western Access in 390 is promoting business, it promotes industry, and it promotes jobs, because that's one of the big benefits of that whole program.
And early studies that I recall reading showed that 70% of all people that fly in and out of O'Hare Airport come from the western side, which are only 30% from the eastern side, but all of the access points were on the eastern side, so all of the development and opportunities are on the eastern side of the airport. So I think this was recognized early on that DuPage County has a potential for incredible growth in this region, the northeast corner of DuPage County, and Western Access, and having a terminal right on the front of Thorndale Avenue as a catalyst for 20 to 30 years of growth opportunity in business.
Absolutely, and I think so everybody sees that, and everybody understands that it's very important, it's critical that it be done right, and we have to make sure that our municipalities are on board with whatever we're proposing, and we can bring that development, whether it be industry, whether it be commercial. It'll be a mixed use, but it'll be a boom for this area, which is deserving of it.
And as we progress, there's always we know the opportunity and growth and potential in the future, but there are concerns and issues that our citizens are dealing with now, and seniors have some specific issues, and the county has a number of programs, and it's difficult for people to find them, and sometimes they're not aware of them. So what are some of the things that the county is doing for maybe our senior citizens?
Well, the seniors can apply, as well as people who are disabled, for assistance in paying their energy bills through the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. And that number is 630-407-6500. And that helps those who are in lower income pay these bills. We also have a Veterans Affairs Commission, which helps our veterans with whether it be residence or vehicles or medical bills, things like that, and their assistance. We, when DuPage is an older type of community, and the elderly are a big issue. We have Adult Protective Services, which, investigates issues with, financial exploitation, which is a huge thing. You have exploitation by family members. You have exploitation also by caregivers. So, DuPage is active in going out and investigating those, and we have a state's attorney who prosecutes those. They have a separate division that deals with those issues.
And then that's a great program. I know there's some other programs that you have. Some of them include programs for veterans.
Correct. We have a Veterans Assistance Commission, which helps veterans. I think the veterans should get benefits for, all that they do for us. And I think more needs to be done as far as housing, as far as vouchers, as far as paying of necessary bills, and as employment. Nothing's more depressing than to have a veteran come before our county board that needs a voucher for living for him and his family. So again, my position would be the veterans should have preference in employment, and we need to expand our Veterans Affairs Commission to meet the needs of these people who come back, and sometimes there's issues that the war has brought out to them, and so we have the health department needs to work with them, DuPage County has to work with them, and our local municipalities have to work with these veterans to bring them back and hopefully get them going in a career. I know the building trades has a helmets to hard hats to get various military people into various building trades here, which I think is a great program.
Well, the one thing the military does provide or produce is some very highly qualified, tremendous workers that go through that program, and they're certainly assets to whatever company that they go to. And you're right. I mean, in a lot of the programs, and we've seen things on the news that some of the veterans programs, or there's been a lack of funding for certain programs, and these are people that have given certainly a lot of themselves, and therefore, that responsibility for us to reimburse them for what they've given doesn't just end with their service. It's really almost a lifetime that
Yes, you're right.
we should be dedicating as appreciation for their services.
Yes, we should always say thank you for your service, and I appreciate all that our military men and women have done for us. It's really wonderful that they do this.
So, and there's so we've talked a little bit about veterans programs. We've dealt a little bit with some of the senior programs, but one of the new things that we hear about a lot is problems with heroin. I know that we used to always think of heroin as some type of inner city and a back alley type of drug with needles, but it's not like that anymore. It's becoming very prevalent in affluent areas. And it's not needles. They do it differently. Correct. It's just like either snorting, I guess, or smoking.
Yes,
and it's incredibly addictive, and it's very, very aggressive in terms of its level of addiction of what it does to people. And it's not an issue that the county is taking lightly.
We were probably one of the first counties in the nation that saw there was a heroin problem, and we had a heroin coalition that we threw probably $50,000 in. And it's difficult to have affluent areas of DuPage County say, oh yes, we do have a heroin problem. But we probably had 50 deaths in 2016, and between heroin and fentanyl, it's a major issue, and it's education, it's treatment. We have drug court, but the heroin problem is real. It's sad that I could probably say I'd probably been to 4 or 5 wakes for kids that were in their early 20s who overdosed. And it's an issue that at least, and if it is a problem, we had to admit it was a problem, go forward with it, and do what we can to get these kids treatment for a very highly addictive drug, and fentanyl's just as bad. It's like Oxycontin times 5, so it's really a bad situation, and it's extremely addicting.
And so what steps or what has the county done, or is there a resource for those parents who may not know what to look for or what they could be doing or how to address, assuming they have somebody who shows signs? Where can they go for that?
Well, if you go to our website, you could pick it up there. Also, the health department has a website that deals with the telltale signs of if you think that you have a loved one who might be battling or going through a heroin addiction. And then it also lists the programs and treatment programs that DuPage and its health department offers.
And it is completely different, because years ago, parents could maybe look through their kids' stuff. They might find, devices that are used. And I was talking to a friend who they dealt with that, and I guess the lady had indicated, I wish I would have known earlier that my child had a problem, a very affluent area. And she goes, the first sign, and I didn't even think about it, is we were missing spoons. So something as innocuous is just, where did did we lose a few spoons? Was that daughter who was taking them for a drug issue.
Well, and there's a lot of theft of property and missing money, and once somebody has that addiction, they'll do anything to get the next fix, and that means stealing, theft, and things like that. So it's a sad situation, and I feel sorry for the families that have to live that situation, because the biggest nightmare for any parent would be to have a child that has that addiction.
Yeah, and, so I'm glad to see that the county is active and engaged and recognizing the problem and being very proactive for our kids that are, and young people that may be getting involved with that. And I did want to touch on one thing, and we're running out of time today, but the model for, at least at the village level, we just finished our budget process, is a 0% tax increase. And the reason why we have that model is because we said if the county can do that, and it's a much bigger enterprise, we should be able to strive for that. So you set the bar for how we have done things here in Bensenville. So tell me a little bit about that and the philosophy.
Tax levy's been flat. There's been no tax increase for I think like 6 years, and we learned to live within our means. I mean, our neighbors to the east have a different philosophy, but people come to DuPage County because they want to have good schools, good communities, but they want it to be managed properly. I'm chairman of the transportation department. I would love to have money to do a lot of projects. If the money's not there, though, we have to do a maintenance budget, which is basically what we're doing. I think the taxpayers are very adamant that they don't want a tax increase. So we have to live within our means. So we have to start doing more shared services, more consolidation of governments. We outsourced our juvenile center to Kane County. As chairman of transportation, we allowed the municipalities and townships to buy into our salt purchase, which reduces that. So I think with more intergovernmental cooperation and more things that we can help each other with, it keeps government effective, and we got to be lean and it's got to be effective.
Well, the county has set the bar, I think, for all taxing bodies.
Thank you.
And we tried to meet that challenge by having a 0% increase as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I appreciate the leadership that you've exercised, and certainly Chairman Cronin and the rest of the board, by kind of setting the standard of what good government is.
Thank you, and we appreciate working with you on the various projects as well.
All right, well, thank you very much for watching Spotlight on Bensenville. I'm Village President Frank Soto, and please stay tuned for some of our other future programs coming your way. Thank you.